On the clock.
Yeah.
On the clock. Workout starts in.
You guys are on.
It does feel like it.
It does feel like it.
And go. High five. Real quick. 4-time with Myriad Fitness and Yoga
interns.
here. Special episode. You got both the interns here, right? Two college guys. Two college lads sitting up here taking over the 4-time. So Harry, go ahead, take the floor.
Well, I'm going to ask you to start with a question for you, Riley. Seeing as though you've been here longer than me and you're my mentor in the intern space, run me through it. When did you start here and sort of what does it look like?
I started here, I did like a pre-internship in May of 2025.
Okay.
And I did a 14-week internship here. And I kind of followed like the same routine / series of like prepping you to be a coach is like exactly what you're going through right now.
Yeah.
So like what you're doing right now is kind of what I was doing over the summer. I'll just flip the question with you. When did you start here at Myriad?
Well, I'm now in, it must be my fourth week, yeah.
4th week.
So early January.
We're over a month in.
I know.
Right?
I've been here for longer than I feel like I've been, which is awesome. Yeah, no, I'm in my last semester at IUND, as I said in the last full-time, and part of the degree is that you do an internship, and I've ended up here, so I'm going what you went through, obviously, in the in the summer, going through like the different steps to becoming like coaching full-time. So right now that looks like me running a few of the general warm-ups and hovering around. And then as well, we've started running the social medias, so it's been a fun little project. Yeah.
Let's focus on the coaching here for a second, then we can touch on the social media after. But I'll just ask you a couple of questions.
Okay,
so far, what has your experience been like learning kind of like the basic structure of coaching? What does that like look like for you? What has been like appealing? What challenges have came about it?
Okay, broad. I like it. No, it's been really good. It's been quite cool. I wasn't aware that there were so many coaches here, so it's been really cool being able to like hover and shadow a lot of different coaches. I think in my first week I followed like 4 or 5 coaches, and it's quite cool to see the different styles and see who coaches things differently, especially with like the weightlifting. It's quite cool to see how they break it down and simplify it for members. And then I wouldn't say there's been any challenges yet. I think maybe I've started coaching some general warm-ups, and a habit of mine is just not to talk loud enough. And then when you mix that with my accent, it becomes a little bit tricky for people to like understand what I'm saying. So thankfully I'm like trying to make sure I'm like acting it out or going through the motions. But I think I'm finally starting to find my voice, which is nice.
That's great, I feel like as far as like challenges go, that is like one of the hardest things that probably most people who are just getting into coaching run into, right? Is like finding your voice, being able to like command / not command, but control like the group that you're presenting yourself to.
And it's like, you don't realize it until you're actually in the moment. Like you think you can talk loud. Everyone thinks, I can yell, but you don't realize until you're out on that gym floor and you're having to instruct a whole class. You're like, there's people there, and there. Like you got to really make an effort, which is.
So we're gonna stay on your coaching experience as of right now, right? Because for anyone watching this, like there could be someone who's interested in doing an internship here at Myriad, right? Or like what that internship may look like, what you would run into, like what you're gonna do. So you kind of like shadowed some coaches for the first week or two, right? Got a feel for the flow of class, what things looked like, what you'd be doing. And then you said last week that you started running the general warm-up, right? And so you had to learn how to prep a general warm-up, right? Because you have pretty much free range to do whatever it is you want with your class.
And anything,
So you got the general warm-up kind of down. What is like the next step of your internship?
So like next week, I think Marta and I were talking, it's going to be, I start to like talk about and do the whiteboard talk. So get the whole like workout information out, do the special announcements, come up with a question of the day, that sort of stuff. So I think late next week I'll start progressing into that slowly. So that's and then eventually I think it then moves into the specific warm-up, and ever so slightly building into the full session.
Awesome. So we do a general warm-up, I guess, first as like the first series of like your internship, right? Just to learn how to like kind of command a group through a basic warm-up, right? It's typically somewhere around 10 minutes, and you have free range to do whatever it is that you want. That next part that he was just talking about, right? Like what we like to call the whiteboard brief / like announcements. You're explaining pretty much all of the workout for the day, right? All the different aspects that goes into it, as well as like you do like a brief overview of like all the different levels, right? Because we use our wonderful level method. I'll plug level method once again. Our level method programming, right? So you have a ton of different options each day for the workout, and so like getting a good basic understanding of like, okay, like here's the white level, here's the in between like blue level, here's the black,
got,
like,
right? The weightlifting piece, and then the WOD. So it's like, explaining it all.
Right. And then so why after the whiteboard brief would be like, why is the specific warm up that like kind of third part of it? Like, what is so important about the specific warm up as opposed to the other two?
Other than it being the next step and before like coaching the whole class, in fairness, it requires a little bit more technical analysis and understanding of the movements compared to just the general warm up. You can kind of do whatever you want, but with the specific, it needs to be, I guess, specific without trying to use that word to the piece that you were about to do. So say it's like cleans, it needs to be, need to break down the movement into all the different pieces and then also put it together and then correct anyone's form. Like, that's quite a common thing. It's a technical movement, so people do miss bits. So being able to like understand it enough to spot those, I guess, is important.
Which takes a lot of practice, right?
If you're not familiar with them, it's, I wasn't so familiar, especially with like the weightlifting pieces, so it's definitely, I needed this time to like understand and be in classes to see the different aspects.
And you walk in the gym and you watch someone coaching like Richie or Dan, and you watch them immediately be able to pick out what it is that someone's doing wrong or what someone may be doing great, right? Exactly, and you're like, wow, I didn't even see that part. Like, I completely missed that. So you're like amazed as to how like quickly some of the coaches here are able to identify like small things that you're supposed to be looking for. But then it's also really good for you, I'm sure, because you're sitting there like listening and like watching them focus on the few things that they have to focus on for these like critical Olympic lifting movements that are very hard, high risk, very technical, and they're hard to coach, especially if you've never, even if you have done the lifts before.
100%.
It's really hard to know what to look for and how to coach it.
When there's just so many things to look at, so it's like it could be something at the start, at the end, and it's like you can only see that if it's going slow.
Yeah. Awesome. So we can sway away from, I guess, like the internship pattern, right? You're going through what I did over the summer, last summer. Let's get into social media, because me and you kind of, as like the interns, we have kind of taken the social media role. Like Jared and Marta, like we've briefly talked with them, and they're like, this is what we're looking for. Like, and they also, like, as we go through this, like, we have like specific things that like obviously need to go out on our social media page, but we kind of have free range with it. So do you want to talk to them a little bit about like the brief schedule that we made, that we came up with to try and boost our social media here at Myriad?
Yeah, hopefully you've already seen like some of the videos. We put out one for the new monthly fitness challenge, which if you haven't done, please get behind it. And then we put out on, was it late last week, a new video for our new hats. But basically we're just wanting to put out some more content that's going to appeal to like the members and then also just people on social media. So short form videos, a little bit funny if we can, throw in some humor. But we're looking at posting maybe 3-4 times a week, a range of things. Like we're thinking of miking up coaches, posting a workout of the day.
Yeah, we came up with mic'd up Mondays, right? So Mondays are going to be our traditional day to where it's either like a coach is mic'd up for like a class or two, and we're able to like just record, sit on the sidelines, and we're able to like take little snippets, because like some of our coaches are really funny, right? So there's a lot of like good little comments that like we could pick and choose from, and like interactions with members that would be really good, like entertaining videos for our members to watch, or our followers to watch.
People stumbling across our page.
Exactly. So we have a couple different ideas as far as like the mic'd up Mondays go. I think that's what we called it. And then Thursdays are like our traditional like high rocks days. So we're either gonna like do something high rocks related, right? Whether it be a tip or something along the lines of that within like the high rocks realm, or just going over the workout of the day, something along the lines of that. The other thing that we had an idea of, which we don't know what day we're going to do it, I think that we're going to try and put out videos of like about this on Saturdays, but we called it Tips with the Interns. And so we're going to come up with a new specific movement, like specifically like for like a workout that's coming up in the next week, right? If you have a workout with a ton of clean and jerks, we're going to try and break down how to get to the perfect clean and jerk, or how to get to a clean and jerk if you're not there yet.
Or things to like avoid, things that you should, like little cues, but
Tips with the interns.
Yeah, exactly. Tips with the interns. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's in the name. No,
other than social media, I guess we can kind of tie everything back into our internships as a whole. What has been like your favorite? We're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Past 10-minute mark. What has been like a highlight from your experience? Right, you've been here for a month. What is like one good highlight that you can share?
I don't know if I could pick out one. I think maybe as a whole, it's just like the community here, like doing a workout, because I've been able to like do the workout each day before I write a warm-up or shadow a coach, and being in the class environment and then finishing the workout and having everyone like cheer on and encourage each other is really cool. Not that I wasn't prepared for that, but I wasn't too sure how that looks, and here it's really cool that no one packs up their stuff until everyone's done. So if there's that last person going, we're all cheering them on, and I think that's like a really cool piece.
Yeah. Awesome. One more question for you before
Okay.
we end today's 4-time episode. You got a question for me?
I got a question. I'd say what's it been like this? I guess this last 4 weeks you've come back and you're like a full-time coach rather than being just the intern. What's been like the biggest piece there, like the most fun or?
Well, the most
piece?
fun part, I guess, is like I know the flow of like how things roll here.
Yeah.
Right. I spent all summer learning like the basics and like the foundations of Myriad and like what we do here and what they expect of me.
Yeah,
so
for
then
sure.
kind of coming back in on January and starting like my official internship and basically being a full-time coach has been like a really fun thing to just jump into, right? Because I knew what to expect. But then at the same time, as a coach, no matter how much you've coached, you're always learning still. So I've still run into like some learning curves, right? As far as like a lot of different things, coaching wise and outside of the gym even. But I mean, it's been really fun jumping back into what I did all summer because it all summer prepped me for this spring,
for sure.
right? So now I have like the confidence to be able to coach a full class, whether it's 4 people or whether it's a class of 25, right? Or like just the expectations outside of classes too, right? I know what they expect.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been really fun. Just kind of like jumping back into things, I guess. I think that answers your
No,
question.
that's fair. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
That's a pretty broad question.
That's about all I got for that one though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I guess that's it.
Cool.
That's
So that's going to
it.
conclude our 4-time episode with the interns. We're ending in 3, 2, 1. Bang.
Bang.